If you're looking to start home-based Pilates workouts, you've probably wondered what kind of equipment you actually need for your practice. Hey, thanks so much for joining me for this session. If you're new here, I'm Noelle, and this is Noelle Roberts Studio. I've been teaching Pilates for well over a decade, and I'm actually going to give you the essentials that I think will elevate your practice and help take your training to the next level. Now, all of these items are pretty basic, and I'm going to give you links to Amazon for the majority of them, so really affordable as well. But there's one piece of equipment that I'm going to recommend in here that is more of the professional grade, but at an affordable level that could take your home Pilates practice to more of a studio level if that's something that you're interested in. All right, let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so recommendation number one is a Pilates mat, and you are going to want a good quality Pilates mat. This is a question I have gotten for years. And most people are really familiar with yoga mats, and they probably have a yoga mat at home. You probably have several yoga mats at home. You'll find they're not very good quality. They can be a little bit stretchy or slippery, and they're really thin. Now, the big difference with Pilates and yoga is that we actually want something that is going to be supportive for our hips when we're side lying, for our spine, when we're doing supine work. So we want to look for something that has a little bit more cushion to it, but we still want that durability. We don't want any slip or slickness to it. Now, my favorite go-to mat that I personally use on a regular basis it's actually right back there. It is from Balance Body. It's a higher end Pilates mat, so it's one that I do recommend. I love it. I've actually used it for years, and it's still holding up and still looking great. But I have recently found a Pilates mat that's a little bit on a more affordable range, but still great quality, and I found it on Amazon. So this is the mat. It is by the brand, I believe, Retrospect, and this mat I think it's about 5 millimeters. So it's a little bit thicker than your average yoga mat, but it's actually quite hefty. I was really surprised when it came in the mail just how much weight it had to it. What I love about that is that it provides a solid base or a foundation for you that's not going to slide around or curl up on you or really just be like you spread a towel on the floor. I know some of the yoga mats, they're just so thin that there's not a lot of durability to it. With this one, it's pretty heavy. It's got that great rubber style backing to it with some good grip, so it's not gonna go anywhere. And then the surface is this really smooth. It actually, you know what it reminds me of is the Aloe yoga mats. I don't know if you've seen those before. They tend to be $100+ for their mats. This is what it kind of reminds me of, kind of like a Lululemon Aloe dupe, really. It's really smooth, really matte, so it's not super shiny, and it's not slick. I would say it's really smooth, but it's kind of brushed feeling. And I have used this in a couple of my workouts already. I really enjoy it. It gives me really good grip on the mat, so I'm not sliding around, and it gives me just enough cushion that I can perform things like rolling like a ball really comfortably on this mat. This one retails, let me see, for about $50, which I think is a great deal. It seems like it's going to really hold up over time, and I think it's a great option if you're looking for something a little bit more affordable, plus it comes in tons of colors too. Okay, so next up, I wanna tell you about the Pilates Ball. Now, this is something that I use a lot in my workouts, and I reach for this little prop constantly. So good for feedback, really good for increasing the intensity in your workouts. But as Pilates professionals, our number one reason that we love this is for alignment and feedback, because a lot of times we're doing movements, taking our clients through movements, and they're not really getting that they need to, let's say, engage their inner thighs during something like a bridge, right? With this ball, we're able to basically speak to that without actually having to speak to it. The ball does the talking. This is one great prop that it's super affordable, and it's so lightweight. You can really tote it anywhere in your house whenever you need to add a little something to your workout. I highly recommend having a Pilates ball. Okay, so coming up next are these resistance bands, these booty bands. Now, just about every company has their own fabric booty bands now. Before they used to be like, and they still have them, but they're those, like those little silicone kind of rubber booty bands, and they just dig into your skin and rip you apart, and they're awful. These don't do that. So what I love about the fabric is it's super soft. It does not dig into your legs when you're using it, and it doesn't roll up on you. That was always one of my biggest issues with the other bands, is that they just kind of curl up into like this tiny little wad, and then they roll up your leg and don't stay in place. These stay in place. They have a little bit of a grip inside of them that holds it on really well. Like I said, the fabric is a really nice touch, and this comes in a 3-pack. So you get a light, medium, and a heavy weight. I reach for these a lot in my workouts because I think it really just takes the resistance up to the next level and allows people, again, the feedback of having that sensation of firing up muscle groups that maybe they're not paying full attention to. As soon as you put one of these on, you'll be in full attention. And I do believe, I'll list everything down below, but I do believe that these are coming in under $15 for all three. So this is a great affordable option to add to your home studio. It's also great for travel too. All right, so another piece of equipment that I love that is very specific to Pilates, you may know it, you may love it, you may hate it, the magic circle. Now, I've had clients refer to this as the ring of fire. They have a love-hate relationship with it, and if you've used it, you know why. This one in particular comes from Balanced Body. This is the Pilates Ultra Fit Circle. I have had this one for years, still in great shape. Love it. It's great quality, great durability. It's a little bit pricier than some of the items I've recently shown you, but I believe it still comes in at under $40. With a magic circle, I will say that if you're looking at getting one of these to add to your practice, you want to look for something that is a little bit higher quality. The reason for that is you do not want this thing snapping when you're using it. I've seen that happen with cheaper ones. And you want something that's actually going to be comfortable. Some of the magic circles out there will have just a hard plastic handle. This one is actually, it's got foam grips on the outside as well as the inside. So it's perfect for when we're doing exercises like putting our legs through or having it up against our wrist. So we have that padding on both sides. It's great quality, it's professional grade level, and it's going to really last you for years. Plus, it's going to give you a whole new level with your workouts. So highly recommend the Magic Circle. Now, one more piece of equipment that I would really recommend to add to your home workouts is a light set of weights. And I actually recommend a weight. I don't have it on me right now, but I'm going to insert a picture for you guys. And it's an ankle and a wrist weight. Now, these are a little bit pricier. They're going to run you about $60 to $65 for this set, depending on which weight you get. So you can get a 1 pound set or a 2 pound set. What I love about it though is that you're getting 2 in 1. So you're getting this versatility where you can actually use it on your wrists, use it for arm work, add a little bit of resistance and weight and toning for your upper body. But you can also go ahead and strap those right onto your ankles and be able to improve and increase the resistance when you're doing your leg work. So you kind of get this double-ended thing in one item. And I love that because when we're looking at doing a home practice, we don't want to have, for most of us, we don't have the space anyway, right, to have a full-blown studio in our homes. We need this stuff to be able to be tucked away and put into a neat, tidy little spot that it can live in. It can be very useful. It can have great utility and function, but it needs to stay small. And that's exactly what these do. So it's giving you like that 2 for 1, giving you decreased space that it's going to take up in your home, but maximum utility. So highly recommend those. Now moving on into the clothing realm, I want to tell you, I have worn just about every brand and pair of leggings that are out there. I have done a lot of market research and I've worn everything from like your super basic, $15 Forever 21 leggings that slide down on you when you're doing your roll up, all the way to the 130 something in your higher luxury athleisure brands. And I will say that I've recently stumbled over these Amazon leggings that are incredible. They really tick all the boxes for me. I'm actually wearing them right now. Love these leggings. I'm telling you guys, I reach for them all the time, more so than my like Lulus and my Athleta ones and all of that right now. These are just doing it for me. They are brushed soft fabric, so really similar to like your Aligns from Lulu or even like the Elevation from Athleta. Very similar to that. I would say they're a little bit more compressive than the Align. So a little bit more of a hug sensation, not anywhere near like a stuffed sausage. Like we've all been there, right? It just feels miserable putting them on. These are super soft, really supportive, and they come in a high waist, which I love, and they come in multiple lengths. So I believe there's a 25-inch inseam and then there's the full length as well. I have tried both of them, love them. I have them in so many colors. They hold up really well in my workouts. The waistband doesn't roll down on me when I'm working out. They are totally squat proof. And I actually haven't had any issues with like a camel toe thing going on, even though it does have the front seam. So highly recommend these. You can probably get 3 or 4 pair of these for the same price that you would get something from Lululemon. Now, what makes it even better is that you can make it a matching set. And they do have these adorable tops that go with it. This here, it's a crop length top, but I feel like it's not showing everything. They call this a long line bra, but it actually meets the top of the legging. And what I love about this is a lot of these crops that you'll find out there do not have a built-in bra. This one does. So it actually has the built-in bra right underneath. It's super supportive. It feels really comfortable on the skin. Sometimes this like back design of this crisscross will dig into my traps or my shoulders. But I feel like this is just wide enough to not do that. And it gives you plenty of support. It stays in place. Again, it's that same brushed soft fabric. Comes in all the colors so that you can be totally coordinated here, matching your leggings to your tops. And I love these. I recommend these especially for Pilates because while you could wear whatever you want when you're doing Pilates, one of the things that you do want to look for is fabrics and materials that are a little bit more close fitting to your body. And the reason for that is when you are working, you want to be able to actually see what's happening in your body. And you want to work out unrestricted. You don't want to be constantly pulling or tugging on a pair of pants or pulling a shirt down because it's flying up again. You want to be able to have all of those distractions taken away from you. And so I just find and recommend to people to go ahead and get some things that are going to fit the body well. You can move restriction-free and distraction-free for your practice. The other thing that I have literally been living in, as you can see, is this little sweatshirt. I love this thing. It is so soft. I believe it's the 90 Degree brand, something like that. It's lightweight and breathable, but it actually still is really cozy. I love the length of it, that it's kind of in between a crop and a full-length sweatshirt, and it actually has this little paracord thing, whatever you call those. What are those called? A little zip cord, bungee? I don't know. What are they called? But they have that built into it. Can you see that? I don't know. Can you see that? It's built into it so you could make it as fitted or as loose as you want. And it's just been my go-to. When I'm finished with a workout, I throw it on, do a little bit of my mindfulness practice so that I'm not getting cold while that's happening. And I have been loving it for these chilly mornings that we've been having. But it's also perfect for throwing on if you're running out of time from your workout to when you need to go pick up the kids or run an errand or something else. I love having something like this though on hand so that when I'm finished with the workout, if I just need to go right into my next thing for the day, I'm ready to go. Now, I know I've thrown a lot of little pieces of equipment out there and you absolutely can start Pilates with pretty much nothing. The one thing I would recommend is that you start with at least a mat. Because that is going to be your base of support for all of your movement. So really, all of these things are little additions that you could make to your home studio over time, and it's not something that you have to get immediately. And they're all affordable and can really help elevate your practice as you want to add those pieces in. But one item that I added into my own home studio early on was the Balance Body springboard. Now, this is a wall-mounted piece of equipment that uses spring tension like you would get inside of a Pilates studio on a reformer or on a trapeze table or on a wall unit. And while this is a little bit steeper on the price point, it runs about $550 for the unit. And for me, I wanted to have this piece in my home because I didn't have room for a full Cadillac, right? Those big, tall tables, I did not have room for that. I would love to have a Cadillac in my home, but that just wasn't feasible. So having this unit actually gives me the ability and the flexibility to perform many of those exercises that I would do on a full table and bringing it down to size, where this literally bolts into my wall. It's very sleek, it stays out of the way, but I can hook up all my springs to it and I can get moving on this piece of equipment just like I would inside the studio with the Cadillac. But I would encourage you that if you've been doing Pilates for a while and if you're familiar with the Pilates equipment and you're wanting to take your work up to the next level, this piece is one of the most, I think, underrated pieces out there. It's incredibly high quality and more of a professional grade piece of equipment that you would put into your home. It will last for years. And the great thing about these is if you ever decide down the road that you're no longer wanting to use this piece of equipment, they really do keep a pretty high resale value. So just kind of keep that in mind. But this piece of equipment comes with pretty much everything you need. It's going to have 4 of the Balance Body springs. It's going to have 2 cotton loops, 2 neoprene handles, and then it's got all of the clearly labeled and marked attachment points with those eyelets, as well as the maple roll down bar. I honestly think you're getting great bang for your buck with this piece of equipment. You're able to take a lot of that studio level Pilates movement and bring it right into your home, and you'll be able to see even better results in your body by being able to utilize the spring resistance that Pilates is known for. So if you want more information regarding that piece of equipment, I've linked it for you below. Go ahead and check it out. And if you have any questions or comments for me regarding any of these pieces of equipment or others that you might have seen out there that you'd like feedback on, please feel free to drop me a comment below. I would be so happy to answer those questions for you. And one last tool that I really want to recommend to you is that you plug yourself into a quality program. And one of the reasons that I really encourage a program is because you'll get exponentially better results by plugging into something that's been professionally put together for you versus just trying to wing it on your own. And most of you have found my channel on YouTube where there are thousands of other Pilates instructors on here. And I'm so grateful that you have found my channel and that you've been following along. But often what can happen with so many options, not just here on YouTube, but on other platforms or apps, is there's so many options for us that we end up wasting loads of time scrolling through workouts and trying to figure out what might work for us or feel good in our body that day. Whereas with my membership, you simply roll out your mat, press play for the workout that's been curated for you that day, and know that you're going to be building strength and resilience in your body and mind for years to come. And by outsourcing this piece of your life puzzle, it gives you one less area that you have to mentally juggle. You can stop all the endless scrolling here on YouTube or even on fitness apps, and you can simplify this part of your life. Working out and making it a priority is such an incredible thing that you can do for yourself and for those around you that are depending on you most. But I also know that it's not your whole life and you want to keep it simple. You want to show up, you want to get your workout done, you want to feel great for the rest of your day, feeling strong and capable to carry everything that your day is going to throw at you. If that sounds like you, I would love for you to join us inside the membership. There will be a link down below with all of the details. Take a look at it. I'd love to have you join us inside NRS. I hope this is helpful for you as you are beginning or maybe growing your Pilates practice at home. And if you have any other questions or there's content that you'd like to see in the future, go ahead and leave me a comment and let me know. And if it was helpful for you, would you go ahead and like and subscribe? Really helps my channel out when you do that. And I will see you all next time very soon.